I believe we have everyone, and we are back in session. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your testimony in this item. It's obvious that Ms. Zern and her husband Jason have a great love for the dog Winston. Mr. Chairman, make sure you take a vote in open session. Thank you. We have made our determination, and we do need to make a vote in open session whether or not to affirm the sheriff's determination, the sheriff department determination. And so I would make a motion that the committee affirm the sheriff's determination. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Is there any discussion? Now would be the time during this period to go through that we respect that first before, isn't that part of the discussion? Very good. And we'll take the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? Motion carries. The basis of the decision is that there is no dispute that 3 individuals suffered a dog bite by the dog Winston at the property in question. The only real question was there provocation? And it was the determination of this committee that it should not be considered provocation for a person to deliver a package onto a property to do their job and to deliver that. We also noted that there have been concerns and the owners have taken steps to ameliorate that problem, to mitigate that problem. But to this date, those steps haven't been effective. And again, it comes back to the final question: was the dog vicious? And the dog has been determined to be vicious based on the code 172.13A1, or excuse me, yes, A1 and A2. And again, the committee was unanimous in that determination. We appreciate the steps that the owners are taking. We recognize that there's a great love for the dog and that there may be that people in the neighborhood all love the dog. But the bottom line is we just did not see that the delivery drivers had taken steps to provoke the animal to biting. And that really is the basis for our decision. Are there any other comments that any committee members would wish to add? If not, then the steps that we'll be taking going forward is that Attorney Stern will draw up a summary of our findings this morning. The committee has authorized me to review and sign those findings when those are submitted, and those will be passed on to the Zern family and also to the Sheriff's Department. Are there any questions? Then we will proceed to the next agenda item. But my computer died while we were in closed session, so I got to fire it back up. So it may be a few seconds. Thank you for your indulgence. Do you have the exhibits, Mr. Chairman? Yes, ma'am. Work through and pick what you need. Sure. Yeah. Do you want reference? I don't know how you know.
If I do a transcript, it would depend.
So you take probably more than you need. That was, oh, thank you. Yeah, there was more than you needed there.
Okay, put it back.
Dispatch is the one.
Thank you. We are at agenda item number 7 on our agenda, Germantown Dispatch Consolidation Update.
Morning. Just a brief update on our Germantown, our consolidation dispatch efforts with the village of Germantown. This process started in late fall of 23. On September 3rd, 2024, we moved to phase one, if you will. We took over Germantown's third shift dispatching operations. This past Monday, June 16th, we started dispatching for their second shift. And on July 7th of this year, we'll commence the whole process with the takeover of their first shift. So it's been a good process. It's been a long process. There's been a lot of work on both sides, a lot of collaboration, but we made it. So.
Thank you. Any questions from the committee? Chief of Public Safety, Mr. Sager.
I just have one comment, Mr. Chair. Thank you. I want to acknowledge both the sheriff and Captain Stacer for shepherding this along. It is a tremendous effort going forward. Hopefully we'll be able to get everybody in the county in the consolidated dispatch, and also acknowledging Lieutenant Angie Blair and all her staff. So really well done.
And Captain Stacer, Sheriff, we appreciate your efforts. Thank you for your diligence and carrying through. Appreciate it. Moving on to item 7B, ordinance 2025, seconding ordinance by creation of County Code 172-24. Do we have a motion to entertain this item? Supervisor Toma, Supervisor Krieger-Gundrum. And I believe all the information was in the packet and fairly self-explanatory. Was there anything else needed from the county attorney or sheriff's office or anyone else regarding this item? If not, we'll take the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? That motion carries. Item 7C is with regard to radio grant funding. And I ask that this be added to the agenda because so often constituents look at government and they, well, this stuff just keeps getting funded and funded and funded and funded. And there's programs that should be out there that should be considered and are never even considered and never taken away. And so I ask that this be added to the agenda so that the Public Safety Committee could consider whether or not this is an important program to fund in the future and to keep going with. It's my opinion it is, but I wanted to give us all an opportunity to discuss that. And so I would move that the Public Safety Committee advise staff and the county board that we deem the radio grant program to be important for Washington County and encourage its continued existence and funding.
Is that a motion?
That is a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Sager, it looks like you have input.
I just would like to say a few things on that piece. The Washington County Radio Grant Program was originally stood up several years ago and was funded through the action of this county board as a whole in an effort for shared services and to communicate with the viewing public. And for the record, it is a very successful program now that everyone's onboarding with the consolidated dispatch with Washington County. It's very appreciated with our municipal partners, and you're gonna entertain another motion from West Bend Fire. We have two in the queue coming forward, but we have to fund the program before we bring it to your attention for your information. So just for everybody in the community understands that this is truly a shared service effort that has been put forth and is greatly appreciated and is continuing to keep our community safe and secure. So thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. Thank you for your comments. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? That motion carries.
Can I make a comment?
Please do.
We've got to find funding for this in the near future. We talked about the overall radio system perhaps being under budget. Do we have any feeling for where that's at and when we might realize that money?
It's currently running under budget. I don't believe that it is as much under budget as we anticipated, but going forward, the project should be completed by the end of October. November, cut over, the whole 9 yards should be completed, so we'll see where we're at that point.
So it's possible we may need to find some money before that. Comes to mind, I'm going ahead here, but West Bend is requesting several radios. One of them's for a new truck in 26. Maybe we clip those off and, you know, not pay them the money until they actually need the unit. Just a thought.
Point taken, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Moving on to the next item, agenda item 7D. This is a request from the West Bend Fire Department for $60,000 of a grant, which would, as I understand it, deplete the remaining funds in the radio grant fund program. Do we have a motion to approve? Motion from Supervisor Krieger Gundrum and a second from Supervisor Berg. Any discussion? Yes, ma'am.
We have quotes here. Do they work with the county?
Yes, they're using GenCom, General Communications, who we normally work with through the county and supports our system. So yes, they work with us hand in hand.
Any other questions or comments? If not, all in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed? That motion carries. Our next meeting date is scheduled for July 16th, 2025, and we are adjourned. Thank you all for your attention to detail, especially during the hearings, and for your continued support and interest in